As a roofing company, how much money and time should you be spending to show up at the top of organic Google search results and showing up on social media? I'm going to share with you some things and what I think you should be doing. I've done this for 16, 17 years, helping roofers out of Fort Worth, Texas with a team here. And most guys get this completely wrong. First, I'm going to share with you some real basic stuff. I think it's very logical. And I want to debunk some myths on stuff for you too. Just go into your market and look up roofers in your market and your city and state abbreviation on Google Maps, and you'll find the top roofers in your market. And they're not up there because they're big. They're big because they're up there. And what that means is they fight for those rankings. They don't show up because of some magical equation necessarily. There is algorithmic things going on, but they fight to distribute brand signals, and they show up there. And believe me, it's pretty deliberate. Doesn't mean they're spending as much money as you think they're spending either. Doesn't mean you can't get into ranking. From me doing this for this many years and talking to literally thousands, tens of thousands of contractors, 99% of guys that are up there still don't do everything they should be doing. And so, yes, you need a website, and yes, you need to get reviews, but those aren't the only metrics to showing up in ranking. And the more of it you have, the better. But still, most of these websites either spammed or abandoned, and then they get reviews, and then Google or AI simply has to pick the best they have to offer from. And some people can even do some bad stuff like blogging and still show up in high ranking. Not that the blogging helps them, but they have other metrics going. So you need a great website. So why would you put up a bad website or a forgotten about website if people are already above you in ranking? So you actually need to bring your A game. If you want to beat people online, which you can, because remember, Google or AI is going to pick the best they have to offer from, which I'm going to share with you real quick what that is. So you need to bring a better game than these guys, which from our standpoint, having digital marketing agency, roofing webmasters, data pens, it's not difficult for us to provide the service for you. It's difficult to find somebody like us to do it, but it's not difficult for us to provide the service for you. So you start out with a better game than these guys. And then the horse is going to need to run faster without cheating. Cheating, blogging, links out of the country, bunch of crud that nobody wants to read. Algorithms way beyond that, way smarter than you cheating on Google to show up in ranking. Bad website with 500 blogs, you can expect to get an algorithmic penalty. But if you put up a great website, you get a better grade for it, and you begin to distribute brand signals. We still do some high-end SEO stuff that still needs to be done. And then Data Pens allows you to tag every single job there is, but do more than that. So people call and say, I want the geo coordinate. Nolen, I want this. No, you need all of it. You need everything. You can't just do a geo coordinate. That's the reason everybody's in trouble anyway. You can't have a one-dimensional brand with one or two-dimensional signaling when they're judging 100 different things. And so once website gets done great, has all the service pages, all the material pages, has fantastic code base on a WordPress site. Ask ChatGPT how fabulous our roofing websites are. It matters. You don't have to take my word for it. Everybody qualms over there. Just make my bad website show up in ranking. It's not the way it works. Just add data pens to this and then make it show up in ranking. Guys, come on. Like it makes sense if I explain it to you like this, but if you don't understand it and you choose not to ever understand it, you can expect not to show up in search rankings. But if you choose to hit it a different way and say, you know what, Google's important. I don't hate them because they've offered the biggest free place in history for small business, and people become millionaires just by having great Google rankings and AI rankings. You want to go into your favorite Italian food restaurant with no shoes and no shirt because they had the sign posted out front. So why don't you go to Google and put up a god-awful website and never send out any digital brand signaling? So other things, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, it's social media. It's a macro item. It's not a maybe. So I'll give another example of this. Somebody in the office quits and someone remembers, oh, Sally or Joe or whoever used to do a post each day. And somebody else says, nobody called us from there anyway. This would be the assumption your website was running perfectly. We can watch in analytics over the years, time over again and again, watch a 30 to 50% drop in Google organic rankings because they have no third-party SERP signals. Because nobody hardly ever called you from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube does not mean it didn't have a direct impact on your ability to show up in search rankings. And so while this stuff seems complicated, Data Pens that we've worked on for 7 years and spent millions of dollars on integrates your social media to the Data Pen that took you 60, 90 seconds in the field or from the desktop or possibly even API'd into your CRM. And so when those go out, the uniqueness of the job, the geo-coordinate, unique photos, videos, shoots not only to the interior pages of the website, roof repair to roof repair, TPO to TPO, tile to tile, metal to metal, shingle to shingle. And then it validates them with geo-coordinates, with unique photos that count as unique content, with video, with words redone with AI, the caption, and it's fantastic. Then you have proper content. You're not supposed to be saying 10 reasons why to look at your roof after a hailstorm and a blog post plugged in with your city. It's trash. Nobody reads it, and you can find it. You can look at your own website and see that nobody reads these pages if you happen to have blogs. So once all this begins to get distributed out, then the brand, your roofing company's brand, which is your job to champion this brand, is then picking up signals every time they come to the website. Go to the Google account, getting a few reviews, having great changes with great content on individual pages on the website, validating the work that occurs, getting some reviews. We also text and email for reviews, of course. And then your social media is going. And those posts are at least custom, not Happy 4th of July or whatever someone puts up with clip art, but you cut a little video. You did a few photos. It's a custom post. 20, 30 people looked at it. Maybe they didn't call you. It makes your Google ranking go up, makes your AI ranking go up. And this is digital marketing, guys. I'll finish saying this to people, and they'll say, Nolen, do you do SEO? I said, bro, this is SEO on a level that you've never heard of or had done before. This is the nature of it today and what it does. We built software to make this stuff work. So it's clear as day to me what needs to happen, but most people just never do it. And if you choose not to do it, you can expect not to show up in ranking. Somebody not fighting for every organic thing, which is the majority of where clicks come from, people going to organic Google Maps, organic keywords under the maps, AI, that is all of it. That is what you need to be working on. That is the best ROI. You're going to lose hordes of money if you don't do this. And if you choose not to participate in macro items so that the algorithms can favor your roofing company, you've chosen not to do it. But we'd love to help you with it. I've helped hundreds of roofers achieve wonderful things, miraculous results over the years. We have hundreds of clients, and I'd like to hear from you. Call us when you're ready.